Oh, it's a funny country song.
I haven't heard that one before.
When the singer talks about like telling his girl, who in the video he made, maybe her grandma, to put an extra layer on when she goes out.
Because tequila makes her clothes fall off?
Yeah, she'll lose an earring in a drink, or leave her jacket in a bathroom stall, or whatever.
Interesting. I'll have to look for that one.
It's really ridiculous, but that's country music.
Welcome to That Knitting Show, everybody. I'm Ann. This is Erin.
And I have had Oscar level outfit changes today.
Yeah.
That's where all that came from.
We are at Morehouse Farm today, if you can't tell from the giant banner behind us and all
the wall of yarn.
Amazing colors, which extends that way quite a ways. And we're going to talk more about a day that you can come and see this for yourself, because this isn't normally open to the public.
Right. So
yeah.
Things to look forward to in the fall.
Absolutely. Erin, what have you been up to for the last month since we did our first episode? First of all, thank you for watching that first episode. Thank you for watching here. Thank you for your comments and sharing everything around. That's been really great. We appreciate that a lot.
And we love sharing experiences with knitters. So I've been working, but a good part of that work has also been gearing up for things for the fall. So we've got some pretty cool flock projects coming up that we can't wait to share with you, and then planning these events. So
yeah, very exciting. Yeah, so just a hint of what's to come. There's an open farm day coming up.
Where you're gonna get to come visit Morehouse Farm.
Yeah, there's some good techniques coming up on the flock group, Morehouse Merino flock group. Brioche,
right? Which has been on Ann's list for a while.
So for a while, this is the year I'm gonna learn brioche, so I'm very excited about that.
This is the day I'm gonna teach her today.
Yeah, we're gonna. Let's introduce our co-host for today. Joel, would you like to come over?
Come on. Come say hi.
Come on over.
Come say hi.
Come see.
Come on. Okay, come on. Come on, you need your own chair? Is that what we're hearing? Come here. Come on. You need your own chair? Come on up. Come say hi. Nobody can see you there.
There she is. Joel is a German short hair pointer.
Yep.
And she keeps us all safe.
Yes, from bears.
Oh, what's the... I was getting a little teeth there.
Really? Wasn't a yawn?
Like, I don't know. Maybe it was a yawn. Maybe it was like, what the heck am I doing? Trying to get her foot.
Okay, maybe I... Oh, I'm sitting in her chair.
She's so done with us.
I'm sitting in her chair. She has been an angel today. We've done the Fiberworld Show. Oh, you're just...
Yeah.
Oh, you're looking for some loving. Yeah, Ann's going to have to drive home, and so you can sit on my
sofa. I can do that. I know Mommy gives better pats, huh?
No, I just
sorry.
sit in the back seat.
Just cuddle.
Okay, we're better now.
Yep. So we did Fiberworld today.
Yes.
Fiberworld Show. We did a farm tour through. It's like a perfectly set up loop we have here in the farm. We start with the sheep. We got to meet some of the lambs, and we'll show you a very special one of those in a little bit this evening. Or well, I guess whenever you're watching this. We made our way around the pond to the birdhouse.
Saw a heron
flying, and we washed some wool, and then we came in here and introduced people to a lot of the Morehouse projects and wool, and that's so getting ready for Fiberworld, getting ready for the fall. I was I've been on a couple trips. I've been on a couple trips since last time. So I went to Barcelona, 20th anniversary. Saw 4 yarn stores on the trip, 3 in Barcelona and 1 in Andorra.
And 1 in Utah.
And well, that was the second trip. And then I went to Utah too, and I saw one there. So great. Like, I think of the ones in Barcelona, I don't like to pick favorites because they all were great, but I think my favorite in Barcelona was Miss Kit's, because first of all, they do have 2 locations, one in Barcelona, one in Madrid. So if you're going to Spain and you're just going to be in one of those, Miss Kit's long narrow store.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in and you're like sort of on a top level for 10 feet, and then it drops down, and the whole rest of the shop, 30-40 feet easily, maybe more. I'm bad with measurements.
Lots of wall space for yarn, I'm thinking.
Lots of feet in a row was all hand dyers. All hand dyed.
Did you see she just like went, oh,
really? Hand dyed. Yeah, and it was mostly Spanish hand dyers. A few other like EU countries, Ireland and Denmark and things like that. So I got, I want to say 5 or 6 hanks. Enough that they gave me a free shop bag.
Good deal.
You've hit the magic limit when they are like, this is your gift. And you're like, wow, okay. I hit a special number. They were very good to me. One of the ladies spoke English. Another one did not. She sort of warmed up to English. And I just came in, like at that point, my brain was fried. I have so little Spanish. And I was on the trip. This part of the trip on my own. My husband was working in the hotel, and my brain was just fried, and I apologized profusely and just said I really don't speak Spanish. And yeah, they helped me out. They were angels helping me with that, because I did have some questions.
And knitting is a universal language.
Knitting is a universal language. Like yarn, you can point and, question and draw sheep and whatever you need to do if you need to. But they were very kind to me there. And so I love that. Miss Kit was great. When we were in Andorra, we found a craft shop called Lola Botona. And we had to go to it because Lola is the Philippine word for grandma. So we were like, we got to check that out. So we did, and they had some mainstream yarns, but I did find some stuff there that I hadn't seen anywhere else. So I picked that up. And then, yeah, like you said, I was in Utah and got to go see Blazing Needles, which I had heard about and I followed on Instagram. Finally got to go in. It's adorable. It's an old house that they've converted into a yarn store. Really friendly atmosphere. I found out after, like, they're very male knitter friendly. They do open knitting on Saturday with the goal of teaching knitters. And so there was a group there when we were there. And I was there with a non-knitting friend who knew that I was going in looking for locally produced yarn. And so we went in. I was looking for hand-dyed yarn or just anything that was, made in Utah. And found some hand-dyed yarn, but it was from either Montana or Wyoming. I still don't remember.
How far from the border are you at this point?
I was in Salt Lake City.
Okay, so it's a little bit of a drive to get to Wyoming.
Yeah, so it would have been a ways. And that was only... So we called someone over, and my friend who's not a knitter was like, where's your Utah yarn? And the lady was like, we don't have any, we don't have any by a hand dyer in Utah. And then explained, we don't... most of their clients knit sweaters. Which I feel like is kind of rare these days. People do the quick and easy projects. Maybe I'm wrong about that. That's my impression.
Well, sweater knitters out there, raise your hand.
Raise your hands and let us know if you prefer to knit sweaters versus shawls or socks or however. But she made the point with hand dyers, it's harder for them to mass produce the same type of yarn and have it work out as a sweater knitter would need it to. And so that's why they only had one hand dyer.
That makes sense. I mean,
so yeah.
This wall of yarn behind you is something that we've worked really hard to be able to maintain a consistent color. So if you need another skein of something, or if you need a larger quantity because of whatever project, sweater, blanket, you name it, that you can get that. And if you're doing 8 or 10 or 12 in a batch and someone needs 9, what do you do with the leftovers? Because it may be 1 and it's not like you can just throw it in with the next kit. And same thing with any of our variegated yarns as we work through that. Each of them are going to have enough variations that we always recommend alternate a row of this and a row of this to even that out. So I can see that. But
I just thought it was so interesting because, just seeing how, of course, your clientele is going to dictate what you stock in your shop.
And that she built their business around that, so it doesn't drive all of them nuts.
Obviously, yeah. So it's like,
awesome.
It's smart. It was really great. So I had a great time there. It was really good. So as we said, we did a whole farm tour just earlier today, and we did a little bit to introduce you to one of the extra special sheep that is here on Morehouse right now on Morehouse Farm.
Just realizing.
What are you just realizing?
has very much the same color.
Yeah, she does. It's like a sheep version of Jewel, but her name is Swirl, and I'm going to put that little video in here for you to watch. Okay, here we are out in the barn, and this is a very special merino. Do you want to tell us about it?
Okay, so you know that we have chocolate merinos, and you know that we have vanilla merinos, and we got a swirl. So everybody, I would like you to meet Swirl.
Hi.
Merinos usually do not come in speckles like this or with this really unique fleece pattern. So Swirl is very special indeed. In all the years we've been raising merinos, Albert said, we've never had that happen before. Usually the chocolate merinos have a white blaze on the face or on the legs, or maybe a star on the top, or we've got really one cutie back there who's got a soul patch. Like he just has a white spot right here on the chin. So Swirl is a very special girl indeed.
Hi, beautiful.
And it is a ewe, it's a girl. And her fleece, when we shear it, we're gonna have a lot of fun trying to figure out what to do with it. Because if we just card it all together, it'll end up being a lighter brown color. Yeah, something like brown heather, because all the colors will mix together. But in the hands of a really, really cool spinner, I bet we could get something really, really amazing. Yeah. So if you have ideas, let us know.
Yeah. She has these little tufts right here. What's that about?
So that would be, if she was going to grow horns, the spot where it would be. And she, actually I can feel very gently, a little skirt.
Oh, yeah.
So ewes generally do not have horns, but they might have skurs. That's not a, quote, desirable thing in the breed standards.
Good grief.
It doesn't bother me if it doesn't bother you.
Swirl, you're great.
I think you're a rock star already, so who cares? Right? Like, I shouldn't have a freckle on my, or a mole on my face, right? Like, that's going to disqualify me from from knitting? I don't think so.
Hey,
right?
I need my own standards. I don't care about black standards.
But that is just an indication of the quality of the wool changes around the horn bed. So
will they ever grow?
For her, probably not.
Visually, no, they'll still just be down.
That's as far as it goes.
Okay. Yep. Interesting. Hey,
where are my buddies? You can see them hanging out back there with the guard chicken. And this morning when we let them out, Swirl jumped over the top of one of her buddies and kicked up her heels. Yeah. That is one of the coolest things about working with a sheep.
Should be a good size, but they're still lambs. What were we figuring? About 3.5 months old?
Yes. So born the first week. She was born the first week in April. It's pretty good size.
Yeah.
I don't think she's quite 50 pounds yet. She's got a pretty good sized fleece on her already. When we open up the fleece, you will see that she's a different color underneath than she is on the outside. Right? It's a lot darker now next to the skin. The first outside part, especially for her, is her lamb's wool. That's what she was born with, this little curly stuff on the outside. And then as it grows, it'll turn to be a different color. And if we do the same on the white, so here, when we look in at the white, notice it's a very different color. It's bright white down next to the skin. And that's because the outside is not only getting bleached by the sun, but the lanolin is collecting the dust and the dirt. But as it grows, it's super clean, super white, and beautiful. Thanks, Swirl.
Thanks, Swirl. You ready to go back to your friends?
All right, this could be exciting. You want to back the camera?
I'm backing up. I want to back myself up. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Off she goes.
Bye. Back to
And there they are. We'll see you back inside.
We got some projects
so that
to
was
talk
fun.
about.
Yeah, let's talk about some projects. So I have two, they're actually both Morehouse farm yarn projects that I finished since we were last together. I did also finish the Shetland Wool Week hat.
Oh,
I forgot to bring that.
Here's one.
So here's one in Morehouse. I've got to tuck that in. This is...
Darn, who does that?
Darn, what?
Darn it, what?
This
Julie, you're pulling on my
is
sweater.
the Crofter's Kept, designed by Wilma Malcolmson, done in grape juice.
Yes.
And natural.
Yes.
So the grape juice is a variegated Morehouse yarn, and the natural is natural, just the off-white of the sheep. And you can see the pattern there. And I finished one while I was there in can't remember now. I think it was the Shetland hand spun one.
That was gorgeous. Reds and blues, right?
Yeah, that was a really nice one. I still need to do a Morehouse one of those.
You seen this crown, by the way?
I love the crown on this. It's such a pretty star. And then, sorry, you can't move now. So, also, the other project I finished was the Tarjuin cowl. I don't think I said that right, but there it is. Tarjuin cowl, and I don't mean to make fun. It's the Tarjuin.
No, it's a very distinct pronunciation.
Cowl. So
Irene is trying to teach me.
Yeah, this is from Irene Wagner's book, Knitting in the High Atlas
and Beyond.
No.
Yeah.
Keepers of the Sheep, Knitting in Morocco's High Atlas and Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
And these are traditional patterns, colorwork patterns from Morocco that Irene graphs out in the book for you. And then she gives you a recipe for knitting, for using those patterns for leg warmers. And then she also said it would make a great cowl. And so I agreed with her. So this was my cowl done in the Morehouse Celadon and then a dark green, which
I think it's
moss
yeah.
or olive maybe.
I think that was
it's
moss.
Lighter. The greens are like right there.
So this is hemlock. It's not that one.
Hemlock, and it's not olive.
Oh, maybe it is.
Maybe it is olive.
Well, no, that one looks a little. I think it's moss. This moss. Try again.
That's it. Yeah, it's moss. So it's moss and
Thank
Celadon.
goodness we have these.
The Celadon is actually so the lighter color is the Celadon, obviously, and it's such a very light green that I think my eye picks it up as like a natural, but the contrast between the two is softer than it would be if I had picked a natural for it. So I really like that color combination for that. And then also, and you have yours that you did in a variegated and a solid.
I'm sorry. Am I in your way? Here, you could carry your.
Did you want to color? Did you want to wear it?
You could just model this for us since you're going to hang out here.
So it's a much softer effect with the more similar shades like this. And we chose.
Look at this.
She's like, yes.
That's what
that's
what she was waiting on.
That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
But they can't see the design now.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, Jewel.
So, and so I mentioned that Irene in her book, she will give you the pattern to knit the samples that she knit, but she'll also just sort of give you a recipe. Like this is how you do that knitting that I did. So with that information, we ended up with two fairly different cowls. So I started mine with started and ended with a 4x2 rib, and Erin did it so that it rolls, which is how the recipe suggests. We use the same color or the same colorwork patterns to start and end. But then Erin, because she's using a variegated, she lets the variegated do the talking here. And I went ahead and did a Puri pattern for my second and next to the last patterns. And then we have the same middle pattern as well. So again, same instructions in the book, but
very different cowls.
Two very different cowls
that are both beautiful, I think.
Yeah, I love them. Yours is like an Easter egg. I love it.
And here we are both wearing purple.
Yeah. She did it because she knew we were going to match someday.
And I started out in pink, so it was even better.
Yeah. And then the other project I finished was socks.
Oh, yeah. That is like 2 high fives for Anne.
Because there's 2 socks.
That's worth 2 high fives. Say it. Just say it.
I still don't like socks.
In general or knitting?
That's actually a good point. I don't like socks. I just don't like socks. I don't like socks. I'm not wearing socks now.
Well.
So when do I wear? I wear socks when I'm working out. And if I'm wearing hiking boots.
Okay. So it's not a knitting thing.
And that's basically it.
You don't have to feel guilty about it.
But I also don't like knitting. I really don't like knitted socks.
Is there a thing about knitted socks that you don't love?
First of all, yes. That's my answer. No, yes, I don't like.
That's what I asked. I didn't ask what it was. Good.
I don't.
Are you wearing a watch?
I don't like the feel of the pearl bumps on my feet when I walk on them. I don't like socks, and so I modified these for this reason. I don't like socks that come up high on my leg, which is why I knit these short, so I wouldn't have that. So these come, but I am also always cold, so I like to, maybe Slippers. If I wore socks. I have found if you keep like your bony bits covered like your wrists and your ankles, then you're much warmer. Neck, yep.
Neck also.
So I knit them long enough so they cover my ankle bones, and then I stopped.
And here is a whole.
There's a full size one.
This is the extra large I made for my husband.
We have the same apple cinnamon,
Yeah.
apple cinnamon for the contrast color, and then mine's in charcoal.
Yep, and I think mine's in pebble.
Pebble. Okay. I really love.
That's a great combination.
I really love this color combination. Here's my thing. I don't like knitting socks.
Okay.
That's like period at the end of that sentence. I don't like knitting socks. However, as I was knitting the second sock, I realized I want to knit more socks.
Really?
Because as I knit the toe and as I knit the heel, I thought there's different ways to do this.
Ooh.
And I want to learn the different ways to do the toes and heels. Now, I have to knit socks in order to knit toes and heels.
I'll knit the socks and you put the toes and heels in.
Is that a thing people do? Could we do that?
We were a panda bear all of a sudden.
Because
Why
I've
not?
heard about... That was in our lost footage.
Okay, so now I must explain.
We'll explain that in a moment. But because I know, like, there's squarer toes, there's rounder toes, there's like short row toes and tab start toes and all of that.
Toes.
And then like a million different ways to do the heels. And I'm just like, these two parts of a sock intrigue me. And so do I knit children's socks?
Hey,
so
they make
the
muffin.
rest of it is quicker?
Yes,
What
or
do I do?
they make muffin tops now. For people who don't like muffins.
top.
Not that! No, like you could buy a muffin top if you don't like the regular part of the muffin. You just get the top of the muffin. So why do you have to knit the
So
whole...
are you saying I just knit heels just to knit heels?
Sure, why not?
Like I can just do that. I wish there was like a pattern that
Well, right one.
was doing heels and doing toe, like the construction techniques, but not for socks. So if anyone knows anything out there that was like, oh yeah, you can knit like
Let's go look in the library.
you can knit like a manifold cover for your car.
Golf clubs.
Oh, golf clubs.
There you go. That's like a sock.
Oh, I like Christmas stockings.
Perfect.
Right? Isn't that the same basically?
Yeah.
It's the same stuff. So maybe I just knit a bunch of Christmas stockings and golf club covers.
Is it the two thing or is it the like sock itself that's the annoyance?
I don't. Well, because like this middle part, like the foot part, I could do a sleeve. This part doesn't have to be sock.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I do on this part of a sock, I could do on a sleeve or leg warmer or any other project.
So it's like a waist?
But these things, the toes and the heels, that's interesting construction that I don't think I can do anywhere else except on a sock.
Elbow?
I can put in elbows for my sweaters, so you have to just walk around like this
like
all
those,
the time.
those suit coats that have like the patch on the elbow. Why not?
But you'd have to be bent all the time.
No, you'd see it from behind.
Okay, I think the
hands up.
answer though. I think the answer though is going to be like golf club covers and like Christmas stockings kind of thing.
Wine bottle covers?
I don't drink, but I have friends who do.
Well, put milk in it. I don't care. The
Milk
glass
jug
bottle of
covers.
milk?
Anyway, if anyone knows like any other patterns that basically like allow you to experiment with the construction, 3D construction, basically. That's like the 3D-ness of the construction.
Okay.
That's what I'm interested in.
Tina the Tiny T-Rex?
That sounds amazing.
Okay, we'll have to have one of those for next time.
Okay, I'm gonna have to research that. Oh, like dolls and stuff. They would use stuff like that.
Critters.
Yeah. Okay,
You need to go home with an alligator kit, I think.
I think I have one to knit from someone in
So I have
my
a
life.
question for you on that.
Okay.
What if you turned it inside out?
I mean, that is a solution, but I just don't like socks.
Okay, but you've made them and I want you to wear them.
I know. I think I will wear these because I will think of them as slippers.
But does that change the feel? Well, no. So one of the things Amy taught us, Amy Snell, the Devious knitter, by the way, who designed the Wanderly socks.
Yes, and before you go any further, I want to say these are beautiful socks. The cable pattern on them is lovely.
Oh,
I have no complaints about these socks at all. It's not these socks I don't like. It's socks.
Right. And
Yeah.
well, some people don't like knitting sweaters and some people don't
Yeah,
like knitting
it's-
hats or whatever. So
Everybody's got their goose
Not your
toes,
jam.
as my husband likes to say.
it's okay. Right. Amy did an amazing job of describing the construction and knitting this as if it was from a recipe. So one of those things that she suggested, if you like Anne, feel the pearl bumps on the inside of your feet and don't like that, you could knit the bottom in reverse stockinette so that the
So you
smooth
just pearl as you go across.
And Amy was really good about explaining that too, because her son can't stand the seam on the toe of a commercial sock. Like that bothers his
That
feet
bothers a lot of kids.
to no end.
Yeah.
So he would always cut off the edges of the seam where the knot
Where it was bumpier.
yeah. And then his socks would all have holes on two sides. And she knit these and asked him to could he stand to put them on for just enough time to take pictures, because you need hiking socks and hiking boots, and they were man size, because she was making sure the skeins would work for, the biggest size socks. And he said, "Oh, these are really comfortable. Where'd you get these socks, Mom?"
I made them.
Where'd you get these socks, Mom? The knitwear designer.
The knitwear designer.
Anyway, so Amy did a fantastic job teaching us the Wanderly socks in the Morehouse Merino flock. She then designed the Wanderoo socks, so it's another version with a different heel construction, because this is an afterthought heel, by the way, which is why I was saying, I'll knit the sock and you put the
And
heel.
I can put the heel on.
You do the toe, hand it over to me, and then...
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
Teamwork.
Team socks. And she's got a third one that works for the fall.
Yeah.
And if you're interested at all in the socks, we do have that course still available. So
Yep.
more on that later when we get
we'll
to the
talk
flock
more
stuff.
about the flock stuff in a second. Because I have an in progress and I have a next project that I want to share. So this is my Aria sweater, and it's like coming out like a great green beast. So I honestly forget who the designer is. I will put it in the show notes, and I do apologize. But this is the sweater. So it's green.
It's beautiful.
And it's meant to be oversized. You're supposed to, it's like a summery, wear it over a tank top kind of sweater. It has a lovely neckline where you do, sorry, I didn't trim any edges anywhere on this yet. So you do a decrease, that pops the knit stitch up, and then you do a purl, and then you do a slip, and it ends up doing this really nice edging along the side of that. And then
it's almost like an I-cord.
It
but
looks
flat.
like an I-cord, but it's flat. It gives the look of an I-cord while being flat.
Vanessa did that on the side of her Morehouse cabled earwarmer.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Because it's such a nice edge. Look at that.
It's a
and on both
great
sides.
edge. You do a 3-needle bind off on the top, which gives you a raised seam
Cool.
as a detail. And then the sleeves. And so this is all knit in the round until you have to divide for the neck. And then you close up the top. And then the sleeves are old Shawl.
Very cool.
Sleeves. And they bell out a bit for the last 5 inches. So it's just a very, like, you're at the beach, you need a cover up kind of thing, or you're, doing whatever, and you just
green
need
sweater.
need a bit of a layer. So this is what I'm working on. I have about 15 more rows to do, and then I need to seam the sleeves, and it's done.
Awesome.
And so I should be able to wear that this year. I'm very excited about that. And then, so I'm doing a sweater. I'm very proud of myself. I don't knit a lot of sweaters. This is I did one for charity. I did the
Calvin sweater. Yep.
And this is my third. So I've done 3
Really?
not baby sweaters.
That's it?
Yeah. That's all I've done.
Cool.
So this yarn,
Oh,
I'm
those
taking
will go
home
really
with me.
nicely together. I'm just noticing
doesn't it?
this.
I think it's like the same. I think this is
Same
in
family.
this.
Yeah.
So this 5 hanks of this is going to become this, which Erin is wearing. Sorry, I think I scratched you.
It's okay.
The Atlantis Tunic,
Ta-da.
designed by Margaret, the first designer of Morehouse Farm and owner of Morehouse Farm. This is actually going to be the Rhinebeck sweater for Morehouse that they're putting out as a kit for $71.
I think that's where it starts.
That's
and then
where
if
it
you need
starts.
more yarn, it's as much
if
as
you have
need.
to add more balls of yarn, then it's going to be a little bit more. But if you buy the kit, then you will get the lessons and stuff for free. Yep. So you get to experience the Morehouse Merino flock group for free if you buy the yarn to do the sweater, and then you'll get all the lessons and help and everything that you need as part of that. So I was here today. I was like online looking at all the colors and being like, which one am I going to pick? And then I was like, I'm here now, and went through and identified some, but I think this will be a good autumn color. It's my color. It's just
it's gorgeous.
It's a good color.
Yeah. And for a sweater,
with jeans, and
that you'll wear jeans, but then also this is something you can layer if you want in the winter, or wear it by itself in the summer, which is what I've been doing. And awesome.
So that's my next project going on the needles now that I have the yarn for it. I'm very excited.
And we did a little experiment on sizing, because I think this is one of the hardest things with sweaters, and why people don't like to knit sweaters is because I don't know if it's going to fit. And a lot of that is swatch gauge anxiety. But there's another thing that has to do with picking the proper fit. And Amy Herzog has a fantastic blog post about this. And if you ever read one of her books, Knit to Flatter, really, really good analysis of how our bodies are shaped and why we're thinking about this. So Anne and I just did some measurements, and I'm not going to confuse you all with it. I'm just going to tell you my real numbers here. The idea is, if you measure your regular bust, and you had some real words for this, right?
In fashion design, they do not refer to the bust. They do not refer to breasts. They are called apexes.
Okay.
So if you measure over your apex, which is the largest point around your breast, your apexes.
Yes.
Measure your apexes around your apexes.
Right, that's generally the largest part of all of us. So we figure we need the sweater size that'll at least accommodate that. What it doesn't take into account, though, is that's flesh, which means it shifts shape. I mean, what I'm wearing under this sweater impacts how big that number is. So at the moment, it's 40 in said setup. So we measured the high bust, which is around my back and then up and over top, because that's a measurement of my frame, right? The part I can't do anything about. So my rib cage is under here. It's really lined up with my shoulders. And this turned out to be 37. So this is smaller than this, which you would kind of guess.
Yeah.
But this is a measurement that helps me fit my shoulders more than my bust. And my apex. If I need to make serious apex adjustments because of the, dangerous curves ahead, I can do that with short rows, or I can let the sweater's ease work with that. So this
is a good sweater for letting the ease do the work for you. Yeah.
Because this one, I thought, before you picked out what size you wanted, I wanted you to try this one on and see what you thought. And you were looking at me like...
Well, I was thinking if it fits her, it's not going to fit me.
Yeah, you know what? We're really not that different in size.
I beg to differ, but okay.
Well, the sweater fit her nicely.
The sweater did fit me nicely, so... Yeah.
And we all, our parts are all put together differently. So my shoulders may be way bigger than yours or vice versa, but we can make adjustments for that. But we got to get the right core size first in order to make that make sense. And where that showed up really, really obviously for me was when we were knitting the Calvin sweater, because which is
this one.
It's a raglan sleeve, and it's meant to be in the athletic fit that give you plenty of room in the shoulders. It's not supposed to be tight. But when I put on a regular raglan sweater, this is what I meant about the Oscars. I've gone through
a lot of stripping going on right now.
So many outfit changes here. It's like I'm behind the scenes. So let's put this one on first while you grab that.
I'll disrobe this one.
So this is my barn sweater, and it maybe needs a better name than my barn sweater, but it's just so cozy,
it's the
comfy.
Perfect name.
I wear it everywhere. So my barn sweater. Look at where these raglan decreases fall on me.
So here's her shoulder. It's coming on the shoulder. It's over on the shoulder. Yeah.
So this is a 40-inch sweater around my 40-inch apex.
Apex
you use the word 3.
Laugh. Yeah.
If I use this word 6 times, is it mine? Anywho, right? So it's super roomy, super comfortable. I can do whatever I want in it. It's a good, cozy.
The point of this sweater.
Right.
Yeah. You want it to be baggy and stuff, but if you want the raglans to fit
there's a word for this part. We have to go look this up.
We didn't
like the hollow of your shoulder in front. Anyway, so what I did was apply that number measurement as opposed to non-number.
The upper bust measurement.
I'm destroying the place here at the same time. apply that to picking the size for my Calvin sweater. And I'll admit, part of it was rolling the dice and like, my gauge will relax. So if it's too small, it won't work out. But turned out my gauge was right on.
So yeah, so your 40 was the raglans were here, and now they're here. They are more of a design element on the front of your sweater.
And when you think about it, because I had the larger size to fit my apex, it needs more space in between here. That's just the construction of the sweater. So those decreases are going to be pulled farther out. So by picking a smaller size sweater, I think this actually fits me much better in terms of a fitted look. And it's still plenty roomy, super comfortable, right? Not skin tight. There's just enough ease in here because it's a knit. It's not too tight. It's not obscene. It's not uncomfortable. I love this.
I think it suits you
sweater
really well.
So
yeah, I think the colors.
Thank you, Vanessa Knits.
It fits great on you, absolutely. So so the Atlantis Tunic.
Yep, we're gonna
starts at $71 for the kit, and then it goes up from there.
Yep. So just the pattern, and then however much yarn you need to go with it. So you build your own kit, and if you need to add on needles, you can do that at the same time.
When are we casting on?
We're going to do this in the month of August and September.
Okay, so I'm taking my yarn home with me, and I'm going to wait until everybody else starts, and I'll cast on with everybody else.
Shout out to Karen, who already started hers.
I know, yeah, Karen might. Yeah,
and then Jeannie was asking
last names in there too, but yeah, I saw that on the group last night. She mentioned that she had cast on as soon as you mentioned it. I was like, go you.
Yeah, if you want to join us in the Morehouse Merino flock, that is our online learning community where not only do we have live classes to talk about techniques and get all the concepts down at once, we can then go practice them during our self-paced course.
Support each other through it.
Awesome.
So what have you finished since we, excuse me, I had a hiccup. What have you finished since we last met?
What did I finish since we last met? Well, I've been,
et cetera, et cetera.
Can I go out of order?
Heck yeah, you can. This is our podcast.
She was giving me crap about not sticking to the script before.
I do. I give her a lot of crap.
So I was just asking permission this time to go off-roading. So the ram's horn shawl, which we showed you last time, I decided I wanted to try a variegated. This is the Morehouse Merino lace in a color called Fiddlehead. And because these are short run variations, look at the way the colors come together. Some people love that. Some people don't. I am a huge fan of just color
I love these greens.
And it's little stripes at the begging. It's getting some more stripes in at the end. And this is a large asymmetrical shawl. You can see it's getting wider as it goes. Yeah, that'll be just let the yarn speak, right? In such a simple design.
That's just beautiful. Love it.
Thank you.
What else?
Let's see. What else did I make? Oh, I have finished some.
I'll take those.
Okay.
That's for later.
Thrummed mittens. Have you done this technique?
I have not, and I'm very much looking forward to learning from it. And I'm ashamed to say I've not, because I know the person who designed these, and I've been meaning to.
And
I know her, and she's
tell us all about her.
Helene Dresden is the designer of these, and she teaches thrummed knitting all over the place. Shetland Wool Week,
Morehouse Merino
Flock group coming up,
and she also has a slipper pattern for it. And what makes this so cool is,
look at the inside.
You're taking a bit of roving and you're inserting it in with a stitch so that you get this fluffy inside of a mitten. And as those start to felt as you wear them, it's super warm. So, and Anne, that just matches you perfectly today.
Yeah.
Wow, we were just picking all your colors.
The right color to wear today. That's great.
Score. Okay.
So I love the idea of these. I'm really looking forward to them. As I said, always cold. I am always cold. I'm not cold right now. I have like 3 months of the year when I'm not cold. And
I hear
the rest of the year I'm freezing. I'm looking forward to these. I'm gonna knit myself a pair and never take them off.
And then we're gonna do thrummed slippers. She also has a pattern for that too.
Yes.
Score. Not socks.
Yeah, very excited about that.
Awesome.
Excited about that.
Also working up other projects, I have been envisioning this. So the thing that I finished was a swatch.
That's good. Everyone should be swatching and finishing swatches. Good job. Yes,
so
carry on.
The thing that I swatched for was, I found this pattern. I fell in love with it. It's called a Rambler.
Isn't it pretty? Rambler.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, ram's horn shawl. Now we need a Rambler. And then, of course, I'm hearing like, I was born a rambling man in my head, right? Or like rambling rose. Like, boy, everybody uses this word. But I'm envisioning this as a big scarf, like twice as wide as this. You can wrap around yourself as many times as you want, probably some fringe. And Kai who's one of Anne's children, came and helped me make some Free Spirit skein packs. So we'll have those ready to go. So you can just say, click, please send me this color, geranium.
Do you have some of the other colors over there? Weren't you showing me some of those? Do you want to share some of them?
I'll put them all on the website because there's just so many. Like, see this wall? Make it even harder, right? Like, sorry, you get 3 to pick from.
Okay.
That'll make it easier, right? If only.
Yeah, cut me down because I just can't. Like, there's so much to choose from.
Yeah, but you did great. You picked burgundy out of that, right? But like,
solid...
here's one of those colors. This is geranium. Isn't that gorgeous? This is
get a preview.
One of my favorites ever. It's also over Anne's shoulder. That's our super bulky. So that's going to be another fun fall project. And then
getting lost.
The other thing that I finished was actually writing down the pattern.
That's good. Because then we can do it.
Yeah. So in October, we're going to focus on brioche projects because it's great squishy project knitting, right? Not just squishy yarn, but the fabric is super squishy. Feel that.
Oh, it's super squishy.
So we're going to learn brioche in the round with 2 colors. That's our class. And that's the easiest way to learn brioche. So you can see what the heck you're doing. And it's the same in the first round and the second round that you just keep repeating. So that's the easiest way to learn brioche.
You know, it's great.
Hugging Morehouse yarn?
Yeah, Merino and brioche.
Yeah.
It's already squishy. Like, both of them are so squishy. And then you super squish them when they're together. That's amazing. Oh, my neck's sad that I took it away.
And you're cold now, too.
Carry on.
Okay, so anyway, I designed this hat to go with a scarf that Donna Estin designed. She designed the Rainstorm scarf. So I had all the yarn for the scarf, and I felt like, you know what, there needs to be a hat that matches. And I was able to do from the scarf project yarn. I used some of the hat yarn and then
that pinwheely.
Yeah, finished the scarf. So if you want to start out with brioche, a cowl in the round, that's going to be the basic project. And then if you're feeling a little adventurous, yes, there's one mistake. That's what says it was made by a human.
Yep.
We're going to knit a hat, which is, hey, a cowl up to here, right?
You can do that. I can do that.
You totally can. And we're going to learn syncopation. So that's switching the dominant color. Why you see the warm olive brighter here and the beet brighter here. And then we'll play with a couple of decreases. And yes, Anne pointed out I slipped a stitch incorrectly. So with the one exception of that, this hat is totally reversible. How cool is that?
What happens on the other side?
Same thing.
No, I mean...
Well, where I screwed up that...
technical. Yeah, because I know nothing about how to do brioche. Yet. Does it... So it doesn't have an effect on the other side. I'm so intrigued by how this works. Like, how... Okay. Erin's going to get me started on this tonight.
You bet.
Not this, but brioche tonight. I'm so, like...
Because then she can make a pencil holder.
I'm mystified by brioche.
Or a yarn bowl. Or a dog bed for Max.
Yeah, we talked about that last time, huh?
So pick one of those on the way home.
Okay.
All right, so that's what I got. Oh, except... Sorry, I do that. I have a bad habit of getting excited and like... Ah!
It's okay.
No, getting excited is not a bad habit. I just need to not yell. This is the start of the After Effect hat because our August project is going to be a mosaic knit. And if you don't know the magic of mosaic yet, come join us. We've got 2 classes, July 31st in the evening, in the morning, because that's a Saturday. And it'll work on any of the U.S. time zones because it's not until 11 o'clock Eastern. Mm-hmm. And then we'll also do one in the evening of August 10th. That's a Tuesday. So whichever class fits your schedule, you are welcome to join us. The hat is called After Effect by Corrado Lark. And I'll throw a picture in here for us. Maybe. Or at the bottom. Or you can just go to morehousefarm.com. It's on the cover.
There definitely will be a link in the show notes. I can say that much.
All right. And what's so cool about this technique, if you've not done color work, right, start this out because you're only working one color at a time and you are still getting this amazing color work effect.
That's so cool. Wait, that just sunk in. I know what mosaic is. I've done mosaic projects before. Mm-hmm. So mosaic knitting, you knit one color, you knit the second color, and when you want the first color to show, you just slip that stitch.
Yep, so here I am.
What did not sink in is that you're doing it in ribbing too.
Yep. Inspection time.
So you're... Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Good job, Corrado.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that hat now. I'm looking forward to doing that. That's going to be really neat.
And did you see what colors it is?
Yeah, it's blackberry. I don't know what this one is. Silver?
Oatmeal. Close.
Oatmeal.
Yep.
Yeah. Blackberry. It's right there. It's in my line. That's why I sit here, is so I can stare at the blackberry while we're doing the thing, because that's my favorite Morehouse color.
So that's coming up. Come join us, Morehouse Merino Flock, or you can get right to it from the Morehouse farm page. And our online community is the best place to learn knitting and practice new techniques because of the supportive group that we've got going. Whatever your level, whatever your duration of knitting, you are welcome with us because we're all practicing our craft. And the classes help us get a jump start on the project. And then the courses let you go at your own pace because we don't all have the same schedule. So, and you came back to two of those, right?
Yeah, well, the two that I finished, that I shared, the Wanderly socks by the Devious knitter and the Tarjuan cowl from
Irene.
Yeah, from Irene, Keepers of the Sheep.
Yep.
It's like I'm quizzing myself all day long. I started them with the flock, and then I had to set them aside because I had some deadline knitting to get to. And then when I was ready to tackle some UFOs, like everything was still there for me. The thing I love about the flock group is that everything's organized as a cluster. So when I was ready to do the Wanderly socks, there was a picture, Wanderly socks, click here, and it opened up all the daily steps and all the lessons and stuff. And I didn't have to like scroll through a feed forever, like where's day 7 or anything like that. It was just all right there. It was awesome.
Thank you.
And then when I posted to the group, like that I finished, everyone was still just as excited for me having finished it, even though I was like, 3 months after the people who did
There's
it.
no rush.
On
It's
time.
just your schedule.
It's just a great community.
Behind is something you sit on.
Yeah. I don't know why I reacted that way.
She doesn't believe me. That's one of my life rules, though.
Yeah. So we have next up on that knitting show is Erin's quiz. And we are here in the yarn room today. And I have pulled out a stumper for Erin. These are all of the 2-ply sport variegated shades. And they are like lovely swatches, I'll hold them a little closer, I think.
Okay.
So you guys can see them. Oh, you got to see them too. I'll angle it like that. Well, can you look in the camera?
All right, I'll look in the
camera. So that's bonus. Bonus difficulty because you're getting the camera instead of
right. That's not my nut. Actually, I think the colors are pretty accurate.
They have been pretty accurate. I think we've given it enough colors to work with in the back that it figured it out.
Okay.
Anyway, so I'm going to quiz her on the color names as we do this, and then she has to pick one at the end for me to rename.
Okay.
Okay. So this one here.
Firefly.
Wait, is the one that you're wearing in here?
Nope.
Is it not 2-ply sport?
This is Lily. It's a hand paint.
Oh, right. The hand paints are different. Okay, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Well, they're not as replicable. How about that?
Yeah, because they're
Firefly. Yes. Wisteria. That one is a little bit greener in real life. Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Zest, which is not quite as orange. It's got more purple in it, I think, in real life. Stumper, black and white.
Black and white.
Fern Glen. Mermaid. Beaujolais. That's the one that kind of looks like what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
3 poplars. Fantasy. Seacoast. Variegated iris.
Ooh.
Plum bush.
Plum bush.
Harvest.
Okay. Oh, hold on. I've got to the turn. I got it.
Okay. Houses of Parliament. I'm going to do my Atlantis Tunic in that one.
That'll be nice.
Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Indian Summer.
Okay.
Grape Juice.
Nice.
Steps at Vitoy.
Vitoy. Steps at Vitoy. Okay.
You can rename that one.
Steps at Vitoy. This is a tricky one. First of all, it's a tricky one to say.
Yes.
Do you want to explain? It's named after a painting, correct?
Yeah, Monet painting. So a lot of these were inspired by Monet's work. So there's one called Monet's Garden. And when we were visiting my sister when she was stationed overseas, we usually got to see it through the gate and see all the different colors in it. So this one is the one in question because I don't have any training in French. And the language architecture is very different than what I have been taught in English, and you can't just take something from one situation in a language and apply it to another and have it come out right. So this is spelled very differently than it's pronounced, and we finally learned that it is pronounced Vitoy.
Oh, so wait, isn't this the one I'm renaming? Or
Houses of Parliament, you get to. You're a lucky gal.
Oh gosh. I shouldn't have said anything.
You can do this one, that's fine.
No, this one is Frankenstein eating an orange. This is why I don't name yarns. And this one is grape lemonade.
That sounds kind of good right about now.
Yeah, I'm a little thirsty. That might be influencing what I'm going for, what I'm going with. I don't know. Like this one's like...
It's like a hazy sunset.
Yeah, that's
kind of
what
like
I was
really
thinking.
deep
Like
sunset.
A sunset, like the sun is down on the sunset, but you're still getting some golden rays, but the world's starting to get that bluish purple darkness color. Yeah.
That's too long to put on a label.
That's very long to put on a label, so you should stick with what it is, probably. Probably stick with what it is. Okay.
So, things to look forward to.
Yeah, so we have stuff coming up, stuff that we've been doing. First of all, I am getting, are you a sunflower fairy right now?
No, we're going to teach some knitting classes in the sunflowers.
Oh, you didn't tell me about that. Are you doing it at your friend's farm?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, fill us in about that too.
So last weekend in August, maybe it's not quite the last one, 21st, that weekend, we've got 3 classes going. So if you are rusty and want to start knitting again, you can definitely come in and we will get you going because it's like riding a bike.
Okay, give the location.
It is The Farm Woodbury in Woodbury, Connecticut, and they are on Weeki Road, which is just plain fun to say, and they have an amazing sunflower walk. So you pay for your ticket and then you get to wander through. How many varieties of sunflowers
I don't
we see?
even remember. It was tons. We went last year and went through.
It's just amazing. And
so
if you
cool.
want to bring the family, they can go through the sunflowers while you're in a knitting class, and then they'll also going to have fall fun later on. So The Farm Woodbury. So that's the sunflowers, and we'll have our booth there as well. So if you want to pick up some yarn.
On their website or your website for more information for that?
More info on morehousefarm.com.
Okay.
Yep. So you can keep it all in one place.
Okay.
Cool beans.
So that's coming up. That's awesome. I'm a little sad I'm not going to be around for that.
I'll take you when you come back.
Okay. What's after? So that's August.
And then we've got
October?
Open Farm Day. So October 15th, if you would like to come to Morehouse Farm for our fun events that you already heard about. Right, we're talking about, Albert said he would talk about how Morehouse Farm got its start.
Yep.
And we're going to...
Jules over here shoving me around. I'm in a wheelie chair.
And Jewel spins out of the picture. Come here, Jewel.
It's okay. Come over here.
Come back over
I'll
here.
get out of the way so Jewel can come through. Go ahead.
Like you're not paying enough attention to me.
Ahead.
Hi. Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Okay,
There we go. See, dog. There's really a dog
mommies.
here. Yeah. So anyway, you'll get to meet Jewel at Open Farm Day. How about that? That'll be the draw.
So hours for that?
So we're gonna do 10 to 4:30 because it does get dark pretty early around here, and then we're gonna have not only Albert talking about how Morehouse Farm got its start. You're gonna get to meet the sheep. You're gonna shop in the studio here with a wall of yarn, and
this
by the way,
that wall, the wall down there. There's room full of kits. It's amazing.
And then we will also be having 2 classes. You'll need to register for them ahead of time because we do have to limit space. I want to make sure that we have an inside space in case it rains. And of course, all this is COVID depending. However, I don't want anyone to get wet on top of all of that.
Yeah.
So we only have so many seats because we only have so much room inside of the studio. And so we'll have a beginning brioche class in the morning and an advanced one in the afternoon. And if you take the beginning one, you will be perfectly set up for the advanced one. So whichever one is exciting.
Both taught by Amy Snell.
Yep, the Devious knitter. And she will also be doing a version in the flock if you're not up to making the drive or it just doesn't work in your schedule. So.
And October 15th is special because
you are going
it is the day before
Rhinebeck. I was already saying it was special because you were going to be there.
So sweet.
So Anne is going to lead this challenge.
We're trying to break the record for the number of people knitting in the presence of sheep. Morehouse Farm has sheep. We need knitters to come and knit in their presence. So if you would bring your knitting with you.
Or you can get some here.
We might
be able to hook you up.
And, I mean,
with
maybe,
needles too.
I don't know. Might be tricky. But come with the intention of knitting with the sheep that day so we can show those people at Clatteridge Farm we mean business.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bobby and Ann, here we come.
We're coming for your record. So that's
Awesome.
going on that day also. And we'll end at 4:30 because it gets dark. And you're going to need time to go to your hotel and get rested.
So you can be ready for the festival. So far we know from the volunteers who run an awesome show, and it is their committee of, like I said, volunteers putting all this together, that they're going forward. They have limited the amount of tickets that are available for sale so that people will have room to spread out and hopefully even it out between Saturday and Sunday.
Have you actually heard how many tickets they're selling?
I think it was 10,000 a day.
10,000 a day. So it's still a good number.
Yeah.
And I know that people who intended to come, like, rush to get them that first day.
Mm-hmm.
There's still tickets available, but I really would not put it off if you're planning on coming.
It is quite something. And I remember it as a little kid as a sheep show with a couple of yarn vendors. And now it's like, oh, there's a sheep show? There is a sheep show. If you go, please watch it because it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but you're saying they're limiting the vendors this year.
I think there was something like 117 vendors that had signed up, and they're making sure everybody's undercover because, the Rhinebeck weather can be fickle. October in New York, maybe, 40 and rainy, but it might be 75 and sunny. So who knows? We'll make undercover. So if that's something that you would like to join us for, we would love to see you either at the farm or at the festival itself. I think things will be a little calmer at the farm probably. Just in terms of...
I don't know. I know quite a few people planning to come.
Okay. Well, we have time to space it out.
It's going to be off the hook. Awesome.
Needles.
So
Off the needles?
It's going to be off the needles. Yeah.
So
I am very much looking forward to it myself and seeing the people who are coming. I'm looking forward to meeting them. And I love the idea of having it because Rhinebeck can be so crazy. And so many people, and even it's like they're limiting it to 10,000. That's still 10,000.
That's a lot of people.
To try and find your buddies and get a picture and say hi in real life and everything. Like, that's still a lot of people to sift through. So come to the farm day so that we can connect here.
Set a record that's going to stand for a while.
Yeah,
right?
Set a record.
And we've got plenty of space to be 6 feet apart too, right?
Start your shopping. And then like the next day you will have time to like go meet other friends who didn't come to, whatever,
Enjoy your weekend.
Hit the other vendors and you'll have time to stand in line for 2 hours for like, what is that one restaurant that's like the French aubergine or something?
Right.
Like everyone will like stand in line for French artichoke, something like that.
Yeah.
They stand in line forever. I still don't know what the food is. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
And you'll get to see the whole wall of color because I can only fit so much in a 10 by 10 booth.
Yeah.
So. Anyway.
Absolutely.
So then I'm going to recover, rest up, because Anne has given us something to look forward to for next year. So if you're a traveler and a knitter, you want to get on this list.
Yeah. So I have the Mackin' Our Way Through Shetland tours are going to be coming up for next year. We had some dates for this year. We moved those to May because we still can't get into the UK without quarantining. It's just how life is right now. So we have a week in May for Fair Isle, a week in May for lace. Same thing going on in August, a week for each technique. The days are full. You're getting the same instructors that you would get during Shetland Wool Week. They are all people who are part of that original continuum of knowledge. So you're going to get tips and tricks that you will not hear other places unless you're getting it from someone else who learned from these people. Like, it's just stuff that they just do automatically and they assume other knitters do these things.
Knit through the back loop. Purl through the back loop on your last stitch.
All kinds of things.
Yeah.
That they're just like, oh, yeah, we just do this,
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, because that's just how knitting is transmitted in that area, So join us for that. The dates, I don't have the dates on the top of my head.
In the links.
Yeah, I'll put it. It's IthoughtIKnewHow.com/Shetland.
Perfect.
We'll get you there. The Fair Isle weeks are full. We do have a wait list started for those. If you are interested and you think you would like to come, please contact info@islandvista.co.uk and ask to be put on the waiting list for either May or August. But really ask to be put on the mailing list or the waiting list for either week that you would really be able to go on. If we have enough interest for another week in August, we can add another week in August. but we need to see enough interest first before we do that. The lace tours are almost full.
Oh, cool.
The May, I think, has, depending on if people share rooms, we can take 2 or 4 more people. And I think that the August, I think, is like 3 to 6 more people. Like if all 3 people end up sharing, you know, then we can, but it's, they're full enough to run. We just have some more spaces. So we're, you know, if you're a lace knitter, I think Shetland lace is gorgeous. They have amazing techniques that you can learn to augment the lace knowledge that you already have. And if you have been nervous about doing lace or nervous about lace in general,
come with me, because I'm going for that one.
Yeah. Fair Isle in May and lace in August. She's coming with me on both sets, so that's awesome.
I told her I would be there for the inaugural trip, so I gotta be. And really looking forward to maybe meeting Harriet and Billy in person.
Yeah. And then Shetland lace is a great place to start for lace, though, because
you're in Shetland.
Because you're in Shetland, but then also the patterns aren't 50 stitches wide. They tend to be 12 stitches or less and 12 rows or less. So it's really not intimidating. And they're great teachers. They're really great at it. So awesome. If you have been wanting to learn lace, don't be like, oh, but first I have to learn lace and then I can learn Shetland lace. No, Shetland lace is a great place to start learning lace. So awesome. Come along with us. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
And if you really want to try a lace project first, we have a couple in the flock. So we'll get your feet wet. But then, yes, I hope to see you there because I'm really looking forward to learning some of those really awesome things that you just don't see written down in a book anywhere.
Yeah. So, and then with the podcast, the last few episodes, I've been doing the I-91 Shop Hop ahead of time. So if you're interested in coming with me on a yarn crawl, I have one more episode coming out after this will go live for that. And then I actually have an interview with Tracy Hawkins, who is working with Shetland Wool Week's planning committee to tell us a little bit about the history of Shetland Wool Week, a little hint of what's to come. They still haven't gotten everything settled yet. But there will be ticketed classes this year. There will be some classes that you can just sort of access pre-recorded if you have bought the admission, you know, to the festival sort of thing. So that much we know, but you can also hear about some of the history and some of the background of the festival. So that's coming up too.
I have a full calendar before we know it.
Yeah. Oh, I know it. I know this calendar as well. It's going to be a crazy fall. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
All right. So we'll see you at some of these events. And like Anne said, make sure you're emailing either, look at her website, IthoughtIKnewHow.com /Shetland if you really want to do the Shetland trips. But all her other stuff is there too. And you can find us at morehousefarm.com. There's a link to the flock through there. Yep. And of course, all the yarn colors. And a few cute sheep pictures too.
Absolutely.
Come say hi to Swirl.
Awesome. So I guess we'll see you guys in another month or so. Thanks for watching. Let your friends know. Leave us a comment down below. Like and subscribe. All this stuff we're supposed to tell you. Do those things. And help us spread the word about our little podcast. We'd appreciate it. And, you know, have a great August. I have to think what month it's going to be.
It's already August.
Yeah. Have a great August, and we'll see you in September.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.